Paul is saying God sent his own son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and he says for sin. So God sent his son in the likeness of sin for sin. Now let me explain it to you. It's the reason that Jesus came was for sin. Okay, so a lot of people think, if you remember, right before Jesus goes to the cross, there's this scene of him praying in the Garden of Gethsemane, right? There's this scene, he's praying, he's brought his disciples, he's asked them to keep praying, but they keep falling asleep. And so he's praying, and he's agonizing so much over what's about to happen that he even sweats drops of blood, right? He's agonizing this much. And a lot of people say that he is agonizing because of what the Romans are about to do to him. He didn't want to go to the cross. He doesn't want to die on the cross. This is bogus, okay? That is not true. Because if you remember, right after this prayer, he speaks a word, and every Roman soldier that came to arrest him falls on their butt. Do you think he was afraid of what the Romans could do to him? No, he wasn't afraid of them. Right? In a moment, he could call down legions of angels and they would rescue him. He wasn't afraid. He submitted himself to the Romans. What he was agonizing over was the wrath of God being poured out on him. What he was agonizing over is that he would have to be made sin. Not his own sin, my sin, your sin. Anyone throughout the ages who would be in Christ, all of their sin put on him. And then not only becoming something that was so detestable to God, sin, but then experiencing the wrath of God for that sin as if he was the criminal. So he became like one of us for us. He became like one of us for sin. And this is what Paul again is stressing to us. He's stressing to us the gospel. And here's Jesus agonizing over the fact that he's going to be a substitute of the wrath of God for us instead of us. And so Paul again is saying, this is how you know if you are in Christ, your condemnation is over. Your condemnation is behind you. If you are in Christ, your condemnation has already happened when it happened to Jesus on the cross. If you are not in Christ, then your condemnation is yet to come. Right? This is what Paul is saying. So he's saying, believers, take hope. If you are in Christ, your condemnation is over. There's no more condemnation for those in Christ. He has paid the price. He has served the sentence. He has taken the wrath of God on himself for you. So the believer can take hope in, okay, I live a life under the weight of a coming condemnation because there will be none for us. Now, he's then saying that the law of spirit of life has set you free from the law of sin and death. In other words, you're set free from performance. You're set free from trying to earn salvation. But salvation comes from the Spirit of God, regenerating hearts, saving men, that he sets you free. He saves you. It's not something you earn. It's something God graciously gives. And it's only when you understand the gravity of your condition that you can begin to even process or understand the grace behind God's provision.